So this week we talked a lot about like community of practice and trying to relate that back to athletic training. And I think, as a athletic trainer and part of the BUC organization, and an ATA, like I do belong to a community of practice. I have people there within an ATA who, make magazines and send emails and try to create that community for all athletic trainers. When we talk about community practice having different levels of participation, I think there's a lot of people who participate a lot more than I do. I kind of just pay attention and listen to some things and keep out for jobs over there. But I'm sure Dr. Peer at some point did something with the NATA. She would have performed, given speeches or talk about that. I think another community practice that I belong to is through SUMA, and although it's a job, there's 12 PRN staff along with 6 or 7 full-time, and there's that SUMA symposium, and there's always Jeremy reaching out to us, reminding us stuff that is coming up, not only for, the job, but also just an athletic training profession. I think that's a really cool thing to be a part of, especially as a recent grad. So what I would like to build, and I think it'd be really cool if there was a community practice of just TAs and GAs, especially in athletic training. But I have follow a meme website on Facebook that's just TAs and GAs, but like it's more funny and it's not really productive. But you can kind of relate to them in different ways of what you're going through as well. So I think having some type of organization that it's the challenging part is only be in it for a few years if you're in that program. But for new grads, it'd be a good way to, gain perspective on what's going on in the world of athletic training and understanding of each other. It also can gain some help from new athletic trainers. You're not getting looked down on from old athletic trainers. I follow Anonymous AT, and I was reading one of the comments about something, and a new grad asked a question, and I don't know how old he was, but a seasoned athletic trainer kind of said, I thought everyone knew this, and it just kind of made me feel like, no, like we are just starting out, and maybe some programs didn't hit that as much, or the person wasn't paying attention. But I think this program itself would be really cool because there wouldn't be any stigma of asking a seasoned athletic trainer for help with something that maybe we should have known. We can come together, ask questions, and talk, and we could, form presentations on just more, even just generic things. I know, for example, that when I graduated, we didn't really learn a lot about injections or stuff like that, and that could be something we could get together, as a new grads. We're kind of working together to answer questions that we need, but also implementing the skills that maybe what we will miss because we aren't in that 2020 standard of athletic training education. And just like any other community of practice, we could have different levels of participation, invite new members, but I think we could have meetings and and people come and talk about different things without looking down on the new grads and the starters of athletic training. Not only the work side of it, but also we can always come together and talk about situations that we have seen. I'm sure someone who's been in the field for 20 years and spine boarding someone, it's not that big of a deal because we've done it before, especially if hopefully it doesn't come out to be anything. But for new grads, that could be a really big issue. It is. It's scary. And I think to have that practice, to have that community, we can talk about it and say, hey, I dealt with this, and this is what I did. We can learn from their experiences, not only what they did, but also how they reacted, and have kind of a fallback to talk to and understand what maybe they'd be going through. So I think that would be really cool. I think it would help the profession because we gain more confidence in for new athletic trainers. They wouldn't feel so alone if they're just themselves at high school. They'd have a whole group of people who are going through the exact same thing, whether that being TAs, maybe working in a new training facility, GAs, or just new grads in general. I think it'd be something cool to have that's separate from the big NATA, which has every athletic trainer there. So, and then does athletic training have a positive identity? I don't think we do. I wish we did. I think it'd be really cool, but a lot of people don't really understand what we do or who we are. I know when I tell anyone, oh, like, what do you do? I said, oh, I'm a certified athletic trainer. They go, oh, so you can help me out in the gym. And that's not right, you know? It's not what I do, it's not what I train for. But they don't know what we are. Not only that, I think a lot of times we are looked down upon just because, oh, the old school athletic trainer, just being the water girl, and it's not something that we definitely need is water, but I don't think we have that identity yet. I think there's a lot of difference between that old school athletic trainer where you just tape, ice, go, rub some dirt on it, you're fine, I'll be here for it. The tough injuries, to what we do now, which is a lot more of the injury management and the rehab aspect of it. I'm going a little more what PTs do, emergency med, especially being able, not on hire yet, but doing relocations and IVs and stuff. I think we're becoming a well-known profession, or not well-known profession, a well-advanced profession, just not quite well-known and accepted yet. So hopefully that will change, but it's going to take some time to kind of break the stereotype. That's what I got.